Welcome back, everybody. Now today I'm taking a look at the Salad Sling. This was featured on Shark Tank. It supposedly allows you to dry your wet greens without the use of a bulky salad spinner, but does it really work? And is it better than a cheap microfiber cloth kitchen towel? Let's find out in today's video. Now when I saw this on Shark Tank, I knew I had to try it out for myself. Now none of the sharks took it, but it was an interesting product. One of the sharks didn't do it right and had salad flying everywhere, so it's going to be interesting to see if this actually works. Now my first thought when I saw this is, how is this any different than a microfiber towel? But it's supposedly 3 layers, so you have 2 microfiber cloths separated by a plastic liner, so you can use both sides before you have to wash it. Let's first take a quick look at the overview and then get started. Here is the Salad Sling as seen on Shark Tank. The instructions say to lay it flat, rinse greens, shake off the excess moisture, place them in the center. Gather the 4 handles into one hand, swing it in a wide circle for 5 to 10 seconds, lay it flat, flip it over, and use the dry side. I paid $20 for this direct from the website. It's also available on Amazon. The claims are that it dries greens, lettuce, herbs in seconds, uses centrifugal force. Just place greens in the center and swing it. The microfiber material will absorb the moisture, can be used twice by simply flipping it to the other side. It's very thick. It feels like a very thick microfiber cloth. Those on Amazon who liked it said it dries greens in seconds. It's easier to clean than a salad spinner and saves space. Now those who did not like it, they said it's messy and difficult to use. And here it is. It does feel like a regular microfiber cloth. In fact, kind of reminds me of the nano towels I did a while back. Obviously the nano towel is too small for something like this, but there is a similar towel that I've used actually to dry veggies in the past using the rolling technique. So I'm going to try to compare the two of them together. All right, so the instructions are pretty basic. All you have to do is just open it up, put a stack of your greens in there, grab all 4 handles, swing it, pat it dry, and you should be good to go. Flip it over for one more use. Got a nice yummy bowl of romaine lettuce here. I cut the ends off, got rid of the outer layer. I'm going to wash these and start swinging. The romaine lettuce is rinsed off and I have shaken off the excess water. I'm not really sure how much I can put in here. It doesn't really specify. I'll put the whole stack in there. This is 1 small head of romaine lettuce. I'm just going to do that. I guess I'm going to do that. It doesn't say not to overfill it. It just says rinse greens. That's all it says. All right, so the first thing I do is take these 2 handles, yes, and the 3rd one, and the 4th one. Now when I pick it up, it does seem like it's not completely enclosed. I mean, you can reach in there and grab it out of there. So I'm hoping centrifugal force will keep this in here. Now I've got a messed up rotator cuff right now. I'm in physical therapy for that, so I gotta go lefty on this one. Left-handed salad slinging, here we go. Ew. Bailey's on the standby in case something drops, she's gonna grab it. But hopefully that doesn't come to that. It says, swing it in a wide circle for 5 to 10 seconds. Here we go, 5 to 10 seconds. That's okay. Well, that's easy enough. I don't know about this. Is that really going to work? All right. That 10 seconds? I'll keep going. I'll go a little longer. All right. That was at least 10 seconds, probably more than that. The next step is to lay it flat and pat dry to remove any remaining droplets. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem like it's much drier. Let's see. Well, you know what? That's not too bad, really. I mean, there's a little bit of moisture on there, but I can see how a lot of it got on the bottom layer here. You really can't pat it dry with the other side because the other side you're going to use for a second time. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the nano towel to pat it dry. Nano towel come in handy in the clutch. All right, so I'm just doing a quick pat dry with a nano towel. I'm going to put this off to the side and leave it as is. We're going to compare to the microfiber towel and see how that goes. All right, I've got another bowl of romaine lettuce. I've shaken off the excess moisture just like I did in the first part. Let's try. All right, this is a little bit different technique than the salad sling. Okay, look, my towel is holding the same amount. And then what we do is just roll the towel up. Give it a little pat. You can kind of play a song here, play the piano. You just do whatever you want to do. Have fun with it. You can have as much fun with the towel technique as you do with the salad sling, I think. Now we unroll it. Let's compare the two of these and see how it looks. You definitely see some droplets still on there. It's pretty dry. Not bad, pretty dry. And now the towel technique that I just did, it's also about, I'd say about the same. I don't see a huge difference. It's there's a few droplets here and there, but really it's not a huge difference. I'm not sure what I paid for this microfiber towel, but I'm sure it was less than the 20 bucks I paid for this one. But this one you can use a second time. This one, actually I could probably flip that over and use a second time too. Let's try that then. Let's try a different type of green for round two, just to be fair. So I'm gonna try some baby spinach and see how that works. All right, the salad sling is flipped over. I've shaken the excess water off of the baby spinach. Here we go. This looks a little bit more like their pitcher, so maybe this will be a better demonstration. Oh, that piece doesn't look good. All right, it's definitely still wet. Even though I've shaken off the excess, you don't want that in your salad. It's just, you want wet spinach. All four corners. I'm gonna try a little bit tighter swing pattern this time. So how about this? Okay, that doesn't, maybe I can get my right hand involved with this one without my shoulder. Oh, maybe not. Ow. Maybe not. 10 seconds, get all the moisture out. Will this work? Does this work? Is it better than a towel? You tell me. Let's see. All right, here we go. Let's open the salad sling. Well, we got to pat it dry. I'm gonna use the nano towel because it didn't really get much moisture last time. Patting dry with a nano towel. It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. I'm not wowed by it, but it's pretty good. You know, I'll give it a passing grade. Next up, microfiber towel. I gotta wash off the spinach and try it out. All right, this time I'm gonna use the outer side of the microfiber. I don't even know if this is gonna work. I don't usually use this side, but we shall see. All right, the spinach has been washed. It has been shaken off. Let's try it out. And this one, I'm just gonna kind of spread it out. I'm not gonna put each leaf on there individually, but we're gonna spread it out as best we can. Something along these lines. Time to roll it. Here we go. All right, have some fun with it, pat it, play the piano again. The back side is wet, by the way. The back side, I do feel that it's wet from the first round. And here we go. Quick pat here. Let's take a closer look at these. I'm trying to decide if one's better than the other. Right, this is the microfiber towel. I do still see some wetness in there. The rolling technique is not that impressive. The salad sling, you know what? I think the salad sling looks slightly drier. I want to say maybe it's slightly drier overall. I'm a little bit surprised. My beloved technique, I think, may have just gotten beaten. I'm wondering if the reason the salad sling did better on the second round is because the water didn't seep through like it did with the microfiber towel, which does not have a plastic lining. So maybe in the case of using it twice in a row, the salad sling actually is better. Something else I wanted to point out, I can feel the moisture in the microfiber towel. It's not a lot. It's not so much that you can't even really see it, nor with this side. But on the salad sling, you can see where all the moisture collected there in the center. So it seems like it may have collected more moisture on the second round. The first round, it doesn't seem like it collected as much from the romaine. So take that for what it is. Well, in 2 rounds, I think the first round with the romaine lettuce was probably a tie. I think the second round, a slight edge to the salad sling, so maybe there is a benefit to it over just a microfiber towel. I'm not sure. I could probably have rolled it again a second time on the spinach and got the same results, so I'm still not sure 20 bucks is worth it to me, but if you're someone who spends a lot of time drying your grains, maybe the salad sling will work for you. If I'm not mistaken, the Sharks on Shark Tank passed in this because they didn't feel there was a large enough market for something like this. It's kind of a fringe type product, but I do think that if you have low expectations and you've tried the towel technique and maybe it doesn't work as well for you, this might be a good product for you. But if you've used the salad sling, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, welcome to a bonus segment of some Q&A here. Now, if you're wondering why I sign off my video and then come to the Q&A, is because I'm not sure when the Q&A is going to get stuck on the end of a video, so I have to sign off in the video and then the Q&A kind of comes later. That's beside the point. I posted a request for Q&A on my community tab, and I got a lot of good questions, so let me try to hit a few of them right now. And if I don't get your question this time, I'll probably get to it in another video. The first one I'm just kind of randomly picking. This one asks, of all the items I've tested, which one I still use years later. What do you think about my first 6 months? What have I reviewed? I would say that off the top of my head, I still use the tack light. That's one of my first videos, although the original broke, so I had to get another one. And I've got a few tack lights since then. I still use the Comfort Click belt, but I actually like the track line and the slide belt better, but I still use it. It's kind of a backup, like a third string belt now. The red copper mug I actually used until quite recently, and that one was discontinued a long time ago. And I would say the Night Angel is probably the one that still gets used on a daily basis, because every time I turn my lights in my room off, the Night Angel works. So I'd say the Night Angel is the one for my first 6 months that I still use the most. All right, here's one I've kind of got this question plus a lot of like similar follow-ups. It asks if there's any products that I regret not buying, the ones that got away and can't be found anymore. I would kind of combine that with a couple others. One said, are there any vintage Ronco items that I want to review but can't? Are there any old ASEAN TV products that you would like to review but can't get a hold of? Another one says, what's on your list of old Ronco or ASEAN TV products that you would like but cannot find? To answer the first part of that question of products that kind of got away, I wouldn't say it's not available anymore, but I really wish I'd reviewed Flex Glue and Flex Paste when they came out. I actually bought Flex Glue, I started a video, it didn't really go so well, so I shelved it. And then when Flex Paste came out, I had this huge elaborate video planned, it was too big, it didn't happen. So I wish I actually reviewed those. Now, as far as older items that I wanted to review, there's one from the 90s called Phone Relief, and I've been looking for it on eBay for probably 2 years now. I've never seen it. It's one that goes over your head and holds the phone against your ear. And I think that was mainly designed for cordless phones, not cell phones, but I think it would be funny to try a cell phone with the Phone Relief now. So if you ever see a Phone Relief on eBay, send me a link and I'll pick it up. Now this is kind of an interesting take on the favorite product question. This one says, what are the top 5 items you reviewed that are the best bang for the buck? The highest price ratio to usability, usefulness? That's a good question. You're talking about good value plus being used a lot. Because I mean, some of the more expensive items I use a lot, but that's kind of thrown off with the ratio. The original granite stone pan, which is called Granite Rock, was 30 bucks, got a ton of use, still use it, so that's a pretty good one. I would say both the expand laces and the lock laces are under $10, and those are things that I've become part of my normal daily rotation. Those are great deals. The collapsible stool, that's one that I've gotten a lot of use, probably wasn't overly expensive. And surprisingly, the Atomic Beam Sunblast, which I know that's had kind of mixed reviews, but the one that I purchased is still about as bright as it was when I first got it. It's been 3 years, so I think that one was for 20 bucks. That one worked quite well, although I don't think it's even being sold anymore. If it is, it's not very common. This one I get asked often, but I'll answer it again because my answer changes all the time. But it says, so far, what is your favorite, most used product you have reviewed? I can say without any hesitation that my favorite product I've ever reviewed is the BedJet. Now, it's kind of expensive, but I can't imagine ever going back to not having the BedJet. I put it on every day, sometimes twice a day. I can use it in the summertime to keep cool. I can use it in the wintertime to keep warm. It's a great concept. Now there's others out there that are maybe similar. I don't know, that's the only one I've tried. I have versions 2 and 3, and I like both of them a lot. Here's kind of a longer one. I'm not gonna read the whole thing out, but I appreciate the comment. It says, I can tell you read the instructions that aren't just opening something and moving on. How did you develop your style and method of testing? My desire to stick to the instructions is 2 parts. Number 1 is that when I saw other reviewers reviewing products that I was already familiar with and seeing them do it wrong, that would frustrate me, and I would wonder why they didn't follow the instructions. And number 2, some of my early videos, I maybe didn't follow the instructions as well as I could have, and I got raked over the coals, rightfully so. And it made me realize that not only do people want to see the instructions, but a lot of people, including me, weren't doing it properly. So the other thing about that, though, is that now I sometimes get accused of following the instructions too carefully. Like, if you'd just done this, alter the instructions this way, it would have worked properly. So, you can never win with some people, but I do try to follow the instructions as best I can, and I do try to think out of the box sometimes, but I can't think of everything. Here's another kind of longer comment, and I won't read the whole thing, but I'll put it on the screen here. And this person's asking about my storage system on tips for organizing. Now, my original version of what I call the Boneyard was not so organized. My son Brandon took over that project and organized it for me because he's much more organized than I am. But the way I do it is I have a spreadsheet, and I have containers that are kind of somewhat time oriented. So what I'll do, in fact, let's go out to the Boneyard right now and I'll give you a quick tour of that. In fact, I'll show you my pre-Boneyard containers because I have some of those as well. So let's go inside for the final question, and then this video is over. All right, you have to excuse my lighting here. I don't have any lights in this part of this room, but this is kind of the pre-Boneyard area where the recent stuff gets filed away. Over here is the working box. This is stuff I'm either currently working on or I'm about to work on. What's in there? This is box 15. This is all the new stuff I file away. It goes in there. Recent is stuff that either will end up in box 15 that I haven't marked in the spreadsheet yet, or old stuff I pulled out for another video have to be filed back away. Now let's go out to the real Boneyard and see how that looks. All right, so this is the Boneyard right here, where all the, as seen on TV and Amazon products, go out to pasture. Organized by box number. Over here, boxes 1, 2, and 3. That's 2, that's 1, and that's 3. Those are mainly products from 2016, 2017. It continues up top here with box 4, a bunch of older oversized products. The very top is all of the oversized items that are just too big to put into a container. Then we start with the container system with box 5, 6, 7, 8, and also when you pull these out of here, there's kind of a date range of what the average date is of the products inside. Everything in these boxes are marked on a spreadsheet. Whenever I take anything out, I mark the spreadsheet. When I put them back in, I mark the spreadsheet. So you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to keep 4 boxes in the bottom for weight distribution, so that's where 11 through 14 is at. That's the Boneyard. That's the organization system that my son set up for me. It works better than what I used to have. So that's the tour of the Boneyard, and that's the end of this video. So I'll have some more questions next time, but I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.